What's good, you guys? In this video, I'm going to show you how to stretch out and release tight hamstrings. Your hamstrings are that muscle behind your thigh muscle on your legs, on your femur. Many of us have tight hamstrings. Our hamstrings naturally get tight just due to the fact that we walk. When we walk, our feet go out in front of us, right? And if we don't stretch out our hamstrings, inevitably that's going to create muscle imbalance, and that muscle imbalance eventually will create torsion and shear and unnecessary load on joints down in this region that is unnecessary and eventually will lead to orthopedic injury. So real quick, I'm going to show you guys 3 good stretches for your hamstrings. um Number 1, right off the bat, I don't recommend doing the stretch where you put your feet together and go down, touch your toes. Reason being is because though you are stretching a part of your hamstrings, you're really creating ligamentous laxity in your lower back. And what that means is you're overstretching your ligaments more than is necessary. And when you do that, that eventually creates instability in your joints down there in your back. And if your joints are unstable, then you're more likely to dislocate or sublux a vertebrae and pop a disc or fucking just get injured. And you don't want that, you feel me? So we don't want to do these stretches that fucking prove to people that you're very fucking flexible, because it's just scientifically looking at the anatomy, it's doing more harm than good. So with that out of the way, the first stretch that I recommend is called the waiter's bow. What you do is put your feet together and you only bend at the hips. You don't bend your knees. And you keep your spine, your head and neck in neutral, meaning upright, and you only bend at the hips. And it's called the waiter's bow because just imagine like you're serving someone at a restaurant as a waiter and you're bowing down to them, and you basically go as far as comfortable as is comfortable for you, and you're going to feel a stretch down here in your hamstrings, a little bit in your lower back, and somewhat in your gluteus maximus muscles. And so you just go until you feel a stretch, count to 5, come back up a little bit, then go back down, try to extend the stretch, keeping everything upright and neutral, and you're only bending at the hips, not at the knees. And it's called the waiter's bow. That's the first hamstring stretch. The next one, you're gonna need a foam roller, and really all you're doing is rolling out your hamstrings on the foam roller. It actually feels really good. You're also hydrating your fascial system, your fascia. Remember, our fascia is that, like that glue that holds all of our organs, muscles, and arteries and veins and everything together in our body. So when we're using a foam roller on our body, we're actually hydrating and nourishing our fucking tissues in those specific regions. You feel me? So that's the second mobilization and stretching for the hamstrings. The third one, you're basically gonna lie flat on your back. Let me put the mic on my shirt. You'll lie flat on your back, and you're gonna want to make sure your lower back is flat on the floor. So by doing, the way you do that is you like lift your pelvis up a little bit, not lift it off the ground, but tilt it to where your lower back is touching the floor. And then you're gonna lift one leg. You're gonna dorsiflex your feet so your toes are pointing straight up to the sky. And then when you grab your foot, you want to keep your entire leg straight. Grab your foot behind your hamstring, keeping your foot dorsiflexed, and then just pull as far as you comfortably can, getting in a good stretch while your lower back is completely flat on the mat. And that's a good stretch for the hammies. You do the same amount of time you do on one side to the opposite side, and that's a really good stretch right there, you guys. And yeah, that those are 3 good Stretching techniques for the hamstrings, I recommend you guys do them daily because our hamstrings do tighten up. You don't have to do it for a long period of time because you don't want to overstretch your muscles, you feel me? There is a balance. You only want to stretch your muscles that feel tight, and when they feel tight, if your muscles don't feel tight and you're stretching them, you're basically creating more imbalance in your body, because if your muscles aren't tight and you're stretching them, you're basically pulling the body out of balance. It's already in balance, it's not tight, it's not overstretched, it's perfect. But if you stretch it and it doesn't need to be stretched, then you're think of it like a bicycle wheel and all the spokes coming out of the wheel to the rim. If one spoke is already good but you lengthen it more, it's going to throw all the other spokes off and that wheel is going to be wobbly on the road, you feel me? So think of it like that. The spokes are all your muscles and the rim of the wheel is your spine. When you throw one spoke out, meaning you overstretch one muscle and one muscle is too tight, it's going to throw out the biomechanics and your orthopedics in your spine and start creating imbalance and lead to eventual injury, you feel me? So that is going to be it for this video. 6 minutes in. If you guys tuned in this long and gained any benefit and value from it, let me know in the comments. Leave a thumbs up, support your boy, let's grow the channel. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hope it helped you out. Peace.